Morning, Judge.
Fine. Okay, I don't see Miss Kincaid. Have you gotten a signature or anything from her?
Don't believe so, Your Honor. I
Okay.
don't, I'll look again real quick.
Here she comes.
Okay.
Here she comes. We are here today on our initial permanency hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming and Miss Cherry's making our record. All right, then we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present ready, Your Honor. Tasia McIntyre is my permanency specialist.
Ryan Turman, on behalf of the respondent parents, I am present and ready. My clients will not be in attendance this morning.
Savannah Kincaid, I represent the child as attorney ad litem. I'm present and ready.
Tracy Riley, and I represent the child as guardian ad litem, and I'm present and ready.
Janelle Garrett with CASA, and Carla King is my advocate on this case.
Thank you all very much. All right. Then Ms. McIntyre, guess we're looking to you to give us an update this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Since the court report was filed, Alave was in the psych hospital from March 4th to March 11th. Doing well now, back at placement. She's enrolled in public school. Casa and I have had multiple Zoom calls with her. She seems to be doing well. She's also having in-person visits with her maternal grandmother. Those seem to be going well. We're just starting to settle in and see a little bit of progress.
Okay. She's back at the same placement, right?
Yes, ma'am, she
Okay.
is.
Okay. All right.
Ms. McIntyre, is there also a home study pending on grandmother?
Yes, we have a home study pending on maternal grandmother, and that's why we opened up that contact, and it seems to be going well. So hopefully that home stay comes back soon.
Okay. How are parents doing?
Parents are doing well. Every day's different. Kind of has some struggles, but parents are doing well. They're in their therapy, and they've presented me with notes from their therapist that they're in those services. They're open communication with myself, and I know Casa as well. Anytime we reach out, they answer the phone, so that's a good thing.
Okay. Are they doing? They're doing family therapy.
So they're doing family therapy, like therapeutic visits together, and then we'll lead into family therapy.
Okay. How are those going?
The visits are going great. They're enjoying it. Everybody's laughing, having a good time. The therapist said that those visits are going great. Now the aftermath is a different story, but during the visits, they're going well.
Okay. And what do you mean by the aftermath?
Alave's struggling with processing everything. So during the moment, she's happy, everything. But once she gets in her room at night, quiet, gets in her head, starts thinking about things, everything overwhelms her. And this is when we have our outbursts. But parents do great during the visits. They're really good with her. They share a lot of laughs, and sister as well.
Okay. Are there any issues with I know you said the visits are going well, but any issues with content and what is being talked about?
No, not at all. It's mainly if they talk about, they're kind of like getting to know each other again, or if she needs something, parents will ask, hey, do you need us to send you anything? You need any of your shampoo, things like that. So they're just really supportive, and those calls, they seem to be going well.
Do you have any concerns with parents during these visits?
Not during the visits, no, sir.
Are parents asking for certain things to be addressed during those visits?
Yes, they've asked both therapists we've had so far to address the allegations that were Alave said against her dad. They want those thrown out on the table. I've had to ask the parents, let's let the therapist tell us what we need to address, and let's follow the therapist go. But it is constantly asked to address that in therapy.
Okay. And these were allegations that were ruled out?
That's correct.
Okay. And have parents been receptive to you discussing that with them as far as let the parents or the therapist bring that out?
They seem to be receptive when I talk about it, but then the next person they have contact with, they bring it up to. So I know that like they brought it up with me and Janelle there in person, and they brought it up on a Zoom call, but then the next time somebody had a phone call with them, it was brought up again. It's just a constant topic that's brought up in any conversation.
Okay. Would you ask today that the court order that parents allow the therapist to decide when that needs to be broached?
Yes, I would like that so that we can get this kid healed and working through her trauma.
Is there anything else as far as the services that the parents need to do or that you would request?
I would like to see the parents, we've been addressing parenting in their therapy, but I would like for them to take parenting classes. I mean, I think any parent can take from it, and our fatherhood fire, I think, would be a great situation for them to be in.
Now they've worked cases with us before, but the parenting, has it always been done through a therapist and not an actual parenting class? Is that how they've done them?
Since I've had the case, they've just worked on it through their therapy. And then the therapist has got me letters saying that they're addressing it, but no therapy notes.
So you would ask if the court could order just to do a parenting class. Is it online?
Yes, sir. It's completely online through St. Francis.
And do you think that'd be beneficial to the parents to be able to work, just not with this child, but with their other child also?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have any other requests or concerns today?
No, I don't believe so.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No questions.
Anybody have any questions for Ms. McIntyre?
I do just
Your
briefly.
Honor.
Oh, yeah, you go ahead.
Let me stop and ask, because I'm going to ask some questions, and I think it would be inappropriate to be on YouTube about some of this. Anybody else getting ready to do a deep dive into any of that?
Judge, I was going to ask when it was my case to go off of YouTube, so I'm feeling good.
I have no objection to going off yet, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
I've got some questions about the underlying reasons, at the time of removal. So, all right, if there's no objection, then I'm going to go ahead and stop the live stream and close the courtroom to protect the confidentiality of the child. I know she's not present, but I've got some pretty pointed questions and things to talk about. All right, we'll resume the YouTube feed when we begin our next hearing.
Judge, I received a signature from everybody but Claire, Ms. Grammer. So I'm not sure. I emailed them yesterday. I just haven't heard from Claire on this one.
Okay, and she hasn't logged in yet, so. You got a signature from Ms. Riley?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and start. Excuse me, we're here on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties, and we are live streaming. And Ms. Goodman's making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Tasia McIntyre is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Savannah Kincaid, I represent Elevate.
Janelle Garrett with CASA, and I've got Carla King in here with me. She's the advocate on the case.
And Tracy Riley and I represent the child as guardian ad litem, I believe, or attorney ad litem. Am I attorney ad litem on this?
Your guardian.
Your guard.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, and so Mr. Trout indicated that you all had all signed off on the order, but we didn't get Ms. Hamker's signature, and she's not present today, nor are her clients. But we're gonna go ahead and proceed. So Ms. McIntyre, if you want to give us an update, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Since the court report was filed, she had a face-to-face visit down at placement with parents. They drove down there, took her favorite lunch. They did or attempted to do a Lego set, but it was more than they bargained for. Kind of seemed to have a good visit. I know Alave discussed with Carla and I some concerns she had after that visit about how parents react towards her when she's trying to be sincere and talk through things, how they react. And so those are concerns she addressed with us. I'm sure she spoke with her attorneys about that as well. But all in all, she has no incident reports. She's doing well. We're proud of the progress she's making. She's done a full 360. She's not ready to go home, but man, is she making strides. We're extremely proud of her.
Okay, good to hear. All right, sounds good. Are we still getting cooperation from parents?
We are getting cooperation from parents. Mom has always cooperated great. Dad has started participating. Visits started with just his arm was kind of in the screen on their virtual calls. Then the next one, she kind of heard his voice, but now he's participating. He did go on the visit. Alave and Carla and I discussed with Alave about Dad's participation. She said it's there. It's still not as much as Mom, but it is there. So I think Mom's kind of the one holding it together, and Dad's coming along slowly but surely. Parents are doing Fatherhood Fire, as well as the post-adopt services that that meet once a month at CASA.
Okay, great. Okay, then, Ms. Riley, anything to report?
No, Judge, I'm still a little bit unclear as to whether or not, what our ultimate goal is and whether or not we're going to be able to pull that off, because it seems like although Alave wants this to happen, and I think that's great, there's still, I think, is some residual issues from the claims that Alave made at the beginning of the case. And so I don't know that and I have not talked to the parents. I've called them, but I haven't spoken to them. And I just, I think that's my only concern, is just where are we headed ultimately? And, will we be able to reunite them or not? So I really have more of a question than a comment.
Okay. Well, I mean, the goal, Ms. McIntyre, still is reunification, correct?
That's correct. And I've had this discussion with parents. They're open to reunifying. They ultimately still want that apology from Alave. And that's something that CASA and I have talked to them about an extent. If she's not ready to apologize, don't harp on her about it. Things like that. But they're open to reunification. They send her care packages a lot. So I think that ultimately is going to happen. There's just a lot of barriers they've got to work through.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kincaid.
Not much to add to that. I mean, the communication stuff is, Alave's, I'm sure, shared with everybody that that's something that she wants to be heard and feel like she's being listened to, and that the responses that come are as sincere as she feels like she's being. So hopefully some of that stuff can continue to be addressed, and we can keep trying to work toward reunification. And I kind of join Miss Riley. I want to say I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not necessarily, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Still trying.
Okay. All right, and CASA.
Your Honor, Tasha's correct. I mean, we have been really super proud of how she has Alave has really reached out and used her coping skills. We also, I like to look at the strengths of the family as well, which both parents have they have continued with their individual therapy. They are attending the post-op services through Miss LaFever here at the CASA office. And it all seems to be going just well, but at the same time, I think my concern is, which I have spoken with the parents, not the child about this, but their continual wanting her to apologize for an allegation. And so what I'm referring them to, of course, is back to their therapist to address that issue, and that's something a therapist can work on with them. So I believe they're doing that, and they attend meetings. They are following through with, their visitation. I mean, I think they're really reaching out, but I think Alave made a real point, the other day on a Zoom, and it was, you know what? I really want my parents to continue therapy, and I too need to continue my therapy. So, she was very calm about it. She was, very forthright, and like I said, I think there's progress, but, as far as reunification, I mean, I think it's going to take what I'm going to be listening to is a family therapist and what their recommendations are.
Have we started that process as far as family therapy?
Right, yes, ma'am, through Priscilla Davis, and it's going well. Priscilla is also Alave's individual therapist, so she's been able to address things. Now, there's been some things that Alave has addressed about, like I mentioned earlier, about how her parents react to things. It triggers her, and those are things we're working through. We're trying our best to listen to Alave and listen to the parents and work through this together. So, I mean, it's going to be a long road ahead, but Priscilla is working diligently in this family with this family.
Okay. All right, anybody else have anything they want to cover today?
I do want to add, siblings are having sibling therapy. I didn't bring that up, so I felt like that needed to be. Alave's therapist did write a recommendation letter that those sibling visits / therapy stop, as in the other case was, but they were not stopped. So I filed that letter with the court. And so I've just said continue family therapy or sibling therapy until we met today, since you did rule in the sibling case to continue that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I hate to take a step forward and then 2 steps backwards, and let's just keep at it for a while.
Yes,
and see, I mean, we can always pull back, but I'd like to just kind of keep marching through it for a while. I mean, I think it forces the siblings to somewhat deal with their issues, and same with the family therapy. I mean, I think it somewhat forces them all to cross those bridges. So, no, for now, I want to go ahead and just keep that in place. Okay, then, anybody have anything further? All right.
Don't believe so, Your Honor, unless there anything else we're needing, Tasia, any other services, anything with the parents, or is keep everything going as is right now?
I think everything as is right now. Alave asked that her parents work more services. I'm unsure what she's hinting at on that. Carla and I had that discussion with her. We told her that they can work on their reaction more with their therapist like she is. But Savannah, I would not be shocked if Alave asked you for her parents to work more services, because that's something she was very strong about in our phone call this month. She was talking about RBT. So.
Which they've done in the past, I'm sure.
I think they did. I'd have to go look back at the old case, Your Honor, but I'm sure it was probably in there.
I suspect so. I personally, and I think maybe what we can tell her is that they are working additional services. I mean, they're attending these monthly sessions with Lee and LaFever, which I think that's a great support system for the family. And, so that is something that's fairly new to them. And so I think that's, least you can share with her, yeah, they are doing some new things and different things.
And we've let her know what they're doing and what they're working on. And I think the more she reacts better, they're going to react better, and vice versa. They react, a trainee reacts. And I think the longer we go, I think it'll be all right. But I know that is something she extremely voiced in our last phone call. So I just want to give everybody a heads up about that.
Okay. Well, today we're going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue her current placement. I'll find that there's a continuing danger to return the child home at this time. Parents are in compliance. We are set for our final September 18th of 2025, 9:00 docket. I'm foreseeing an extension in our future, just based on what we know about this case and the family. But that being said, if we're anywhere close to trying reunification at that point in time, maybe that can happen and we just stay in and continue to monitor. So we'll just see what happens over the next month or so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I'll see everybody back September 18th. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you, Honor. Thank you, Tasia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Out of state in Westville, Indiana, we have tried to coordinate with that facility, and we are having some difficulty getting anyone to cooperate with us, getting him on a hearing. I am ready to proceed today. We will continue our best efforts to get another state to cooperate with us.
Stacy Zabala on behalf of the boys.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, what do we have new since our court report was filed?
Okay, there is quite a bit. So I'm just gonna start with Chance. He is still on runaway. We haven't heard anything from him, and neither has mom. I've talked with mom about it several times. So we have a special investigator that's assigned, and he is still working on trying to recover him again. Previously he was on runaway for about 4 months. And then when we recovered him, he didn't stay for too long. Cole was placed in Rosenberg, Texas, down near Houston. Last week we did get him moved to Levelland to Flyer. So he is back in region, which is good. We're trying to get transportation set up so he can come visit mom next week at their visit. Jacob is at Amarillo Children's Home now. He's getting weekly in-person visits with mom, and those are going well. Their older sister, Hannah, she's 18. She also attends the visits most of the time in person. And then they have previously in the past done a Teams call with Cole since he hasn't been in region during the visit. So they're having that weekly contact as well. But like I said, we're going to try to get him to the visits in person weekly now that he's back in region. I don't have any update on dad. I've tried to contact him multiple times. I've sent him letters every month. I've sent him his family plan every month, and I haven't heard anything back from him. With Misty, she has stayed in contact with me. She has started working services. She has a job. She's working on getting a house. She just recently got her own transportation. I think that's kind of been a big obstacle for her, was transportation, but she has started services. She had an OSAR appointment scheduled for yesterday, which she no-showed. I hadn't gotten a chance to talk to her about that yet. I just got that report this morning. The drug screens that were pending from a couple of weeks ago did come back. The UA was negative and the hair strand was positive for methamphetamines. She started her parenting classes, and that's kind of where she's at on services right now.
Okay, couple questions. So We know dad's incarcerated. He's not responding to us. I saw where citation was issued. I'm not seeing a return. He's got an attorney. Water genetic testing. Okay, where do we stand on all of that? Wonderful stuff.
I'm still showing we have sent it out and haven't gotten anything back on the citation, Your Honor. Let me see.
I show we've issued citation like twice on him.
Yeah, I think one came back and he may have been moved, I think, but in between us sending it out and getting there. So we
Okay.
sent it back out to the other, and I don't think we have gotten that one back yet.
I don't remember if we just appointed or if he filled out, let me look. I'm looking to see if he filled out a statement of procedure. Yep, he sure did. And in that, he says he acknowledges he's the father of all 3 children. Okay. Mr. Barfield, you haven't even had so much contact with him as to discuss that or about filing an answer on his behalf or anything, have you?
No, because he's in the Westville Correctional Facility. And we have written him a letter. He has not written him back. We have tried to call multiple times, and it is a void. Which sometimes happens in these correctional facilities. I do show an earliest possible release date of 8/8/25 for what it's worth. And we're going to continue to effort to get a hold of him. I mean, we have a phone number here. If somebody needs it, to call for the person who's supposed to coordinate being able to have him appear, or for me to even talk to him. Usually you do that at least around here in the law, the law librarian and stuff like that. So, I mean, I know how to talk to people in prison, and we're just not getting anything in response from the facility, which is kind of frustrating. But no, I've not been able to talk to him about what his position is at all at this point. And we just wrote him another letter, just I guess yesterday, as a matter of fact.
I wonder if we tried for our next hearing in July. I wonder if we tried sending them an order for him to appear by phone or Zoom or something. If we'd get any response or cooperation.
Absolutely, Your Honor. That's what I was gonna kind of request. Maybe that would get some more. That gives us, we have some time, because I would like to get him. I do need to know his position, and some of these guys are really great writers, and some of these guys don't write you back at all when they're incarcerated, and I've yet to figure out which one this is, but that would probably be more effective, or at least the best efforts that I think we could make to try to figure out what his position is going to be in this case.
I'd hate to send it right now because it might get lost in the shuffle, but I'm thinking,
30 days before, maybe?
Yeah, 30 days in advance. Maybe we ought to do an order for him to appear at that next hearing.
Okay. I'm writing notes on that.
If we can do that, we can put you in a breakout room with him and
absolutely. And in the meantime, I may get a hold of him. I'll let the court know, but that's exactly what I was going to suggest to the court actually today, is about, because anything outside of 30, 45 days, it will get lost in the shuffle for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Miss Katie, can you make a calendar notation of that too? About that time, we need to be sure. And
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Your Honor, is that an order that you need me to prepare, or would the court prepare that order?
I don't know, Rachel, who usually does them?
I can do it. I have all the required information that they need.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome, Brooks. You owe me.
Well, Sandy owes you and Melissa owes you. And I
Okay,
owe
well, Sandy owes me. Somebody owes me.
somebody owes you. Well, all right. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, then, Ms.
Judge.
Gomez? Oh, yep,
I'm sorry. I had a couple of questions for Miss Alford real quick.
okay.
Ms. Alford, the visits, mom has been doing some in-person visits.
Yes,
Okay.
since
And how,
Jacob was placed
okay, and how often do those take place?
weekly.
Okay. And the hair strand you said came back positive. UA was negative, but hair strand came back positive.
Yes, I filed them yesterday.
Okay. And Judge, my question is, just looking at them, her last hair was positive in October. The levels are substantially higher on the hair this time than they were by 30,000 units.
Is it methamphetamine?
Yes, ma'am. The UA's was negative, but she did no show January and February.
Right, I saw that.
She did have a negative UA in November. The concern again is the in-person with such high levels. I know it's on the hair and she was clean on the UA. But it does appear that she was using probably in the months of January and February when she no-showed. Just got the concern of the transference. I mean, I know they're older kids, but still you got the transference issue. Question, I guess, is do we continue with the in-persons since the UA was negative?
I'm gonna let the visits continue, particularly because we've just got one child back in region.
Yes, ma'am.
But Ms. Gomez, you know, if you've got communication with her and, you know, I mean, you can tell her that, you know, this is a big problem. And at this stage in her case, I mean, we're exactly 180 days in. I mean, we're halfway through and we're still having the biggest issue of why we're here, you know. So she needs to do what she needs to do. If it's inpatient rehab, whatever it is, she needs to be kind of getting with it.
Absolutely, Judge. I'll get with her and discuss how serious the situation is.
Yeah, and I mean, if she gives, and I will say this, if she comes up with a negative with a positive UA, I will stop the visits at this point.
And
Because that, you know, I'm concerned she missed this OSAR appointment. You know, all
Thank you for not stopping them yet.
yeah. It's all very concerning. So she's got another bite at the apple, and that's probably it.
and
We'll stop them.
and I know I kind of mentioned it, Judge. It looks like levels went from 1,600 in October to 36,000 in this month. So quite a jump.
Yep. Great big one. Okay, Ms. Gomez, anything else to report today?
No, Your Honor, I appreciate everyone's diligent efforts in getting a child moved back into the region, and I'll discuss everything with my client, and hopefully we'll see some improvement.
Okay, I'm gonna put in my order about the positive UA. If she pops if she pops a UA, then we're gonna stop them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Barfield, anything else to add?
Judge, real quick on that, since we've had her no-show the last couple of months, I know if she pops positive on a UA, but what if she no-shows again?
It's deemed positive, so
Okay.
anything moving forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that's deemed a positive result, whether it was an actual result or whether it was deemed because she didn't show. Yeah. All right, Ms. Barfield, anything else?
No, I have no witnesses, Judge. I don't have anything else till today, just basically due to a lack of information on our end here.
Good. Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, Jacob and Cole are doing well. Cole, of course, just got moved in region as was discussed. And he is very much interested in in-person visits. I do know that, we're looking at 2.5 hours or so. So if there are times when he cannot make it in person, I do want to make sure that video is set up for him. And I know that was done at his previous placement, but those were his two concerns, was making sure he had some way to participate in visitation, but really was hoping for in person. So I'm thrilled to hear that that's going to happen. I am disappointed to hear about mom's drug tests, and I hope that can change. But they are doing well, and I do recommend that those placements continue.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, then today I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'm going to continue the children's current placements. I would find a continuing danger to return the children home at this time. And I'm going to order that if mother has any future positive UA, whether that's actual or deemed, her visits will be stopped. And I'll see everybody back July 15th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket, and then we'll get that order out for him to appear and see what happens.
And Your Honor, I should have said this earlier. I just sent Rachel a list of possible CASA cases. I am recommending this case for CASA if and when one becomes available.
Okay. We'll see what they got. All right, then. I sure appreciate it. Thank you all very much. And I'll see you in a few months on this matter. I'm sure I'll see all of you before then.
Thank you.
Thanks a
And
lot.
Brooks, if the citation on Dad comes back, if we do get him served, it'll be filed, but I'll try to catch it and let you know.
Cool. Appreciate you. And like I say, I'll do the same thing. If we're able to make contact and I find something out, Daniel, about this guy, I'll kind of let you kind of know what he's let me know as well.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So totally off the record. I know we're on YouTube, but totally off the record because no reason for Miss Cherry to take this, but we got any leads about where Chance might be? I mean, 16. I mean, it's hard to believe we don't have any clues or any leads or any known associates or,
I gave the SI the address he was found at by police last time. They've been by there several times, so I don't know if he's made it back to Amarillo yet, or I know that's probably what he's trying to do if he hasn't. I do think Mom would tell us if he were to return, because when the police picked him up at that house, they took him straight to Mom's house because he said that was where he lived. And Mom immediately called us and we went and picked him up. And she's been obviously distraught about him being gone and worried about him. So I do think that she would tell us.
Okay. All right.
One of my thoughts about CASA is just they can really help identify family members, and whether that could lead to some sort of unauthorized placement if we can find them, things like that.
Yeah.
I just think they'd be a good resource to have in to try to find any alternative placements for him.
Okay. Just curious. All right. Okay. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you, Jordan. And I'll just give the court a heads up, Your Honor, on this next one. I'll probably make a motion to go off of YouTube on it.
Okay.
Just hear some of the stuff we'll talk about.
Okay. We're here today on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming. And Ms. Goodman's making our record today. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Jordan Alford's my permanency specialist. We're present and ready And I'll have a motion after everybody announces, Your Honor.
T.D. Hammonds for the mother, Misty Carter. Judge, I got appointed a month and a half ago to replace Brianna Gamez. I got the filing information when Miss Carter, Miss Cole requested an attorney, and I called that phone number that she gave, and the person that answered did not know Misty. So I'm hoping the caseworker has a new contact info because I've not been able to get a hold of her.
Okay, we'll find out when we start taking an update. We'll see what we've got.
Okay.
Brooks Barfield for the dad, Arthur Brown. I'm present. He has been released. My understanding, he's been released from prison, but he has not contacted our office. We are still trying to contact him at this time, but I'm ready to proceed this morning.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the boys. I do think we may be talking about some things today that would be private for the boys, and I would ask that we go off of YouTube today.
And I'll second that, Your Honor. That's what I was gonna make a motion on too, so no objection.
No objection.
No objection, Judge.
All right, then, to protect the privacy and confidentiality of minor children, then we will close the courtroom at this time. I will reopen that at such time that it's appropriate. Let's see. Ms. Lucero was in trial and she didn't think she was gonna be able to log in. I'll watch for her just in case she gets away or has a break or something, but I think it's probably unlikely, so.
And I didn't get a signature either, Your Honor, so I just let the court know.
Did you get the email from her?
I think I knew she was gonna be in court, but I don't think I got an email from her, Your Honor.
Well,
Judge, she only copied me. I'll forward it to Daniel, so he has it.
yeah, I mean, it was just, she's had no leads, no,
Yes, ma'am.
no, any further information. But she is in a jury trial, CPS jury trial, and so I certainly excused her appearance today.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. All right, then I will call cause on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming and Ms. Cherry is making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Cassie Kopic is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Christopher.
Okay, and Ms. Martin is present with us today. And then
yes, ma'am.
Ms. Lucero on behalf of the unknown father is not able to be here, but she'd indicated she had no new leads on the identity of that individual. Okay, then.
Your Honor, I know on part of the update, there's been some occurrence with the child. If we can go off of YouTube on that, just to protect his privacy on that.
I agree with that.
Okay. All right, then, we'll go ahead and close the courtroom at this time to protect the child's confidentiality. Okay.
And Judge, I don't know if Mr. Hammonds can see, but Ashley is here. His client is here. All right, I see her on my screen.
Great.
Yeah, she is. She is present. Okay, then, who's going to give us the update?
Ms. Slagle will, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Slagle.
Sorry, I'm having to do it from my phone and I wasn't for sure how to get the mute off.
Okay.
Everything is going good. There is a few updates. Dad did screen a negative UA on March 7th. So his visitation has started back. I did get Ashley Turner's hair follicle back. and it was still positive, but she's only 60 days out from her sober date, but it was a low number of, I think, 1,700. So they're both, at this time, they're testing negative on UAs. Ashley has got her wave class scheduled to start on March 20th. They both started counseling with Jennings, and he's going to do couples counseling with them also. They have gotten a hold of Antonio Graves they're doing an outpatient screening today to start working with them on a relapse prevention plan and extra support. Brian is going to have to do another OZAR due to testing positive, and we've got the referral in for that and just waiting for that to be scheduled. Other than that, I mean, the house is looking great. They've got Drayen's room ready and the baby's room ready. They're redoing some things to make it more of a safe environment. Also, Ashley was wondering, because she hadn't did her parenting classes yet, but she did parenting while she was in outpatient or inpatient rehab, and her psychological had stated that she needed to do the Padre class. She didn't know if the parenting classes in her inpatient rehab could count for that.
You know what the curriculum was? I mean, do you think it covers
I've got
the age children that we have? I mean,
I've got the certificates, but I haven't been able to go over them and look exactly. But she's got about 5 or 6 of them, and they're all about 4 to 6 hours each. When she was in rehab at Serenity, I know they did, I believe, 3 to 4 hours of just parenting classes a day, and she did complete her inpatient rehab.
okay.
Miss Lago, did you mention, I believe a while ago, fatherhood fire?
No, I've not mentioned that, no. But that is something that we can look into for Brian.
Okay, all right. I thought you had mentioned that as something that y'all were looking into or trying to get set
Well,
up.
they are doing an assessment with Antonio Graves today, so they can start an outpatient rehab with them to develop another relapse prevention plan, since they are living together now.
Gotcha.
So he's going to do an assessment for them and get started on what services he can provide for them.
Okay, sorry, I must have misunderstood you. I appreciate it.
That's okay. And Drayen is also living with his grandparents right now. We did a kinship placement, and then they got licensed through the Bear Foundation. So he's there. He's just now starting Mother's Day out, I believe, this week. So as of right now, he's doing good. Still up to date on all of his medicals and dentals, and doing visitation with parents. And as far as I know, visitations have been reported to be going good.
All right, then.
Oh, and I'm sorry, Judge, he did finish his rational behavior also after the court report was made.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hammonds?
Judge, I have no questions.
Okay. Then Mr. Barfield.
I don't have any questions of this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, no questions, just an update when you're ready.
Okay. All right, let me just go back. Mr. Hammonds, anything to discuss today or any questions on behalf of your client?
I'd like to talk to Ashley just briefly.
Sure.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Ashley, when did you complete the inpatient?
I'm not sure. I think February 6th, I'm sorry.
Okay. And afterwards, are you going to any aftercare type classes?
We're going to do an assessment today for an outpatient because I had spoke to my sponsor and tried to get through like a Zoom outpatient through the Serenity Center, and I haven't gotten a call back or anything from him, but she did send my email and my number, and I just haven't heard anything back from him, so I'm just guessing we should go through Antonio Graves, which is somebody that's going to help me with Padre classes as well, but we're going to go today from like 12:30 to 2 and then see where he can get us referred to.
Okay, and do you presently have a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And are you seeking employment?
I am right now, yes. I'm just going to a couple of interviews, but I mean, if I can't get a job, then I'll just have to sit home and have this baby.
Okay, well, and how many months pregnant are you right now?
I'm 32 weeks, so like 7 months.
Okay. Tell me when this is over, give me your current phone number. The one that I had, I couldn't get a hold of you. Just so
Okay.
we can stay, okay, just so we can stay in contact. It's important that you keep doing what they want you to do. We've got a final coming up, so, you know, work toward, all I can tell you is work toward getting employment so you can show you can support these kids.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have nothing further, Judge.
Can I write your number down?
Yes, I will give you my number. I have no problem. 806.
I'm sorry. Can I find a pen real quick? Or I guess do it on your phone. Okay. I will give you a call. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Nothing further, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Barfield.
Where'd he go? Oh, there you are. Brian, please unmute.
Okay.
Mr. Draper, do you have any questions about what you need to be doing?
No, sir.
Okay. You did hear Mr. Hammonds advise his client that, you know, time is ticking away. So, if you have any questions or concerns, now's the time to bring it up.
No, my only question is if it's possible you would ask if we could have 2 hours because we're doing our visitations together.
That's why I'm asking you questions. So, you're requesting to have a little more visitation, while you complete your services. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Because
Okay.
I just went to I just came back from a counseling meeting right before court. I got one more in before we went to court.
Outstanding. We'll keep busting those services out. Looks like you've turned the corner. Any other questions you have for the court today?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good job.
Good. Thank you.
All right, and Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I met with Drayen in the home with grandmother. We had a nice long talk. He seems very comfortable in the home. The home's very appropriate. I think grandparents are both protective of Drayen and supportive of the parents. And I had a conversation with grandmother that I just want to emphasize here that while parents, my biggest concern was no shows or you know, positive drug screens. It looks like they're now appearing and that those UAs are clean. And so that takes away my concern about the visitation. But I do want to make sure parents understand that if you show up over there unannounced and unscheduled, that can be a problem that could really lead to him being removed. And we don't want that. He's comfortable there. He's very, very loved and taken care of there. And it sounds like parents are doing what they should, and that won't be a problem in the future.
Okay.
In your honor, sorry, as far as the upping the visitations, we are good with that right now. As long as parents keep working their services and we don't have any more issues with drug screens, and they make their drug screens when asked. But you know, kind of same problem when we have this type of drug use. If positives pop back up, visitations, it can affect their visitations.
Correct. So Mr. Draper and Ms. Turner, y'all are moving in the right direction, and I'm very pleased. I'll increase your visits to the 2 hours a week supervised by St. Francis right now, as long as your drug tests, those hair levels continue to drop and UA stay negative. If we get a positive UA or we get a hair test that's gone back up, then we've got a problem. I mean, we've got a big problem at that point. But, as long as we're trending in the right direction, I'll be fine with that. I'll also be fine at some point with seeing if placement would be willing to do some supervising of some visitation. That often is very helpful when we get to the point where maybe we're starting to look at reworking him into the home, where we can increase the amount of time you guys have. Maybe you can go over there, help out a little more. And then, as we move into unsupervised and all that. So the fact that we've got the child with family right now is a really, really good thing. But you can't take advantage of, maybe their good graces. So don't ask them for something that's outside of the rules. We don't want to jeopardize where the child is placed right now. So just don't put them in that position.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
And they've been told they can't just let you come and go whenever y'all want either. So let's up the visits to 2 hours a week for sure. And as long as things continue in the right direction and we're doing really well, then, these people all know they don't need necessarily to have my blessing to increase those visits. They know what the criteria is, and so, we'll slowly ramp that up as long as we're getting these services worked and drug tests are staying negative. So
Okay, thank you.
It's, the most critical thing for you guys is the drug use. That's the single biggest issue. So sounds like you're doing good on getting your home ready. You're doing these other things. That's all good, but we've got to stay away from the drugs. So
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right then. Ms. Zavala, any further recommendation or anything?
No, Your Honor, he's doing very well where he is.
Okay. Okay, then for today, I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'm going to continue his current placement. I'd find a continuing danger to return the child home today. But I also find parents are in compliance with their service plans. And we're going to increase the visits to 2 hours a week supervised, as long as we have negative drug tests. Okay, I'll see you all back. It's our final, June 3rd. And that's going to be on a 9:00 docket. So y'all got a late start on these things. You're going to have to really, really work hard to get things finished. Ms. Turner, when are you expecting?
My due date is May 10th.
May 10th? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can't stress again, obviously, how important drug tests are between now and then, and because you know what's going to happen if we get a positive drug test.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then let's all work towards having a healthy baby and keep working towards getting Drayen home. All right, I'll see you all back June 3rd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge, may I speak to Brooks before he gets away?
I guess that's up to Brooks. Mr. Barker,
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
available?
I'll talk to him.
Okay, I'm gonna put you into room 1. Mr. Trout, you can go back to 1, and I'll start getting everybody in on our other case.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge. Ashley, please give me a call. Thank you.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
Oh, have you all set a mediation date on this?
We haven't, but if we can get one order, yes, ma'am.
Well, standing order. So if you need us to assign somebody, we'll assign a mediator.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I mean.
Okay. All right, we'll find out who's on the list and we'll let you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm going to step away for just a second.
On a review hearing, we're conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are live streaming and Ms. Taylor is making our record this morning. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Michelle Slagle is my primacy specialist. We're present, ready on.
T.D. Hammonds for the mom, Ashley Turner, ready, Judge.
Brooks Barfield for Brian Draper. I'm ready to proceed. It looks like he's present.
Stacy Zavala for Drayen.
Okay, quickly, Mr. Draper, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you can get your camera turned on. All right, thank you. Okay, who's gonna give us the update? Ms. Slagle?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, just before she starts, this, of course, was set for a final. Parties agreed to an extension. We reached out to the court. Courts approved the extension, but is due to needing some more time just to solidify sobriety and let parents finish working some services. But parents are going in the right direction right now.
Correct. All right. All right, Ms. Slagle, you can go ahead and give us an update.
There's not too much since the court order. They have both finished their relapse prevention plan with Antonio Graves, and I did receive that. They did get their family counseling scheduled, and I believe they'll start that June 9th. Other than that, the parents are doing great. They're working services. They are definitely heading in the right direction. They've got their house ready for Drayen. Drayen's room's ready. They've been working really hard on getting their house remodeled and baby proofed for the new baby and for Drayen. They're doing good. We did have that one drug screen, but Dad's working really hard on his sobriety. They're both have ongoing support through Antonio Graves. And Drayen's doing good. We're having a little issue with Drayen being jealous of the new baby, but we're working through that and giving mom some one-on-one time with Drayen during visits, and the visits are in their home.
All right. So we believe we're headed for reunification.
Yes, absolutely. They're doing great. They've just been sober since February, so we just want to give them a little more time with sobriety and stability. But they are both definitely very committed to getting their children home or getting their child home.
All right, Mr. Hammonds.
Ms. Slagle, if everything continues going on course, as you mentioned, certainly there's a good possibility that by our next hearing, September 30th, you may have made a decision already to get out of their lives, correct?
Maybe to start the monitored return. And that would just have to be something that we would watch and staff on, but they are definitely headed in that direction.
Because right now they're getting a couple hours a week with him?
Yes.
And is that supervised by Brian's mom and dad?
No, that is still supervised by St. Francis. We do that weekly for 2 hours.
I mean, do you think there's a possibility within the next few weeks you could talk to Brian's mom and dad? I mean, I think it'd be more convenient for all the parties if they could do it over at their house. But, I mean, I understand if there are issues there you don't want to do that. But
we were doing them in their home due to Ashley having the new baby. So Drayen can get used to being in the home and routines with the baby, and kind of getting him used to that area. I don't know if we would want the grandparents to supervise that at this time. That would have to just be something that we would have to staff.
Okay. I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, I think it makes sense to have the visits in the home with the new baby. I think that clearly is the logical thing to do.
Yes.
If grandparents are willing to do some extra supervision, I think it'd be good to do that too. I mean,
Yes, we could staff, absolutely staff to see if we can up their visitation. But we're definitely wanting to move toward that clean hair follicle with Brian. And I mean, I don't think we're too far off from that.
okay. Mr. Barfield?
Well, kind of the same vein of where Mr. Hammonds was going. My understanding is that is the baby still in the home?
Yes, the baby is in the home. Yes.
And the baby's doing good.
Yes, the baby is doing good.
Okay. And currently the visits are 2 hours per week with the older child?
Yes,
Okay. And that's supervised by the department.
that's correct.
Okay. What would be if obviously if the grandparents were willing to supervise for longer periods, it's my understanding from where we're at now is that would not be opposed by the department.
No, and they do go to church on Sundays with the grandparents and Drayen. So they are getting that extra on Sundays with Drayen at church. And if there was be any more, I would really want to talk to Brian and Ashley also about that and see what they're comfortable with, and then staff that with my supervisor and program director. But I could absolutely try to get something done and staffed this week on that and see what we could do.
Okay. Now, what services, what obviously we talked about the sobriety, that's kind of self-explanatory. What services does Mr. Draper still need to complete?
He has completed his services. Of course, there's ongoing with the like NAAA support group, but he does have that with Antonio. And I visited with Antonio, and he does do that on Saturdays with the men's group. And that was something that he picked up on his own and started doing. And then later asked if that would work for his support group. So I did call Antonio and we visited about that. And that's going to be great for him for ongoing support. And then their family counseling, and they did get their family counseling going because they're learning how to live new, sober, and the new baby. So they did get that scheduled.
Okay. Mr. Draper, could you stay still? You're making me seasick, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. All right. Okay. I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I have no questions for Ms. Slagle, but can provide recommendation if you'd like at this time.
That's fine.
Okay, so Drayen is with paternal grandparents, seems to be doing really well, but after visits, it is hard for him to leave parents. And I am all for increasing parents' visitation. I think it's time to start escalating that. I do understand that we need a longer time of sobriety for Mr. Draper, and that confirmed. I also think the family counseling is very important, but I think we can be doing the family counseling while we're increasing visits. I do believe that grandparents would be open to assisting and providing more time. And at some point, it sounds like we're not that far off with if we want to keep the supervised visits so that we're watching what's going on, but then adding some unsupervised time. It does feel like it's time to start increasing that from my perspective.
I agree. I think we're at that point where we have to start pulling the Band-Aid off. So, if y'all go to church on Sunday together, I mean, would the normal course of events be like you go out to eat or you go home and everybody, you know,
Well,
has
I
lunch
mean,
together or?
well, usually when we go to, Your Honor, when we go to church, Drayen's in children's church, so really we're going to church to just so we can establish something, with a higher power and trying to better our relationship. So we don't really see Drayen till the end of the church service is over, and then sometimes we might go to eat, but sometimes we don't. And so, I mean, it's only briefly we see him for the amount of time that we go from inside the church to the car, and then that's it. There's occasional times we do go out to eat.
Okay. I just wondered if that would be an obvious choice of time to add some time in on Sundays. I think, what it sounds to me like Miss Legel needs to talk with your parents and see what they're willing to do, their schedule wise, and I'd love to see you all, have more time with him on a weekly basis. And if they can help out by doing some of that supervision, then that's great. So I think we need to know what they're willing to do. And then increase it accordingly.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, then I do find extraordinary circumstances exist, and I will grant the extension in the case. We'll set a new dismissal date. Have y'all looked at that?
Yes, ma'am. December 5th, 2025.
Okay. December 25th?
December 5th
5th.
of 2025.
Okay. All right.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I had talked to Draylon's grandma, and she had mentioned how she's willing to let him come over and stay the night if he needs to, or even a couple of hours. But we've done visits here with Melissa at the house, and I mean, she's willing to do whatever. She's just wanting to know if it's okay with the judge, of course, you. And she was just telling me that she's willing to do whatever, even if it means staying a night with him over here, or if she could stay the night here with him and just him stay the night, both of them. But that's pretty much what she was telling me, what she was willing to do. But it's up to you guys.
Well, and I mean that's helpful to know that. And so it sounds like grandparents are willing to do what they need to do as we go through this, this step up process where it's going to be more and more and more. And then, at some point we say, okay, he's going to go unsupervised, So, I think this is something that can be worked out with them. Sounds like pretty easily.
Yes, ma'am. Do you think it would be okay for her to start doing that with us? Like him staying the night with her here?
Ms. Zavala, you have a problem with that?
That seems like a bit of a drastic first step, but it really is time to start up in those visits. And so if somebody's staying there the night and there's always supervision, I probably don't have an issue with that. I mean, we've got to figure out some sort of way to give them more time. So I don't know that I'm ready to jump to unsupervised overnights. But I could be convinced.
Well, I don't see any harm in and it may not be we jump right to that, but I think it's a good plan. I mean, he's one. Let's get him transitioned back to sleeping over there, sleeping in a different bed, in a different room. That can all be challenging sometimes with little ones. Some of them, it doesn't really matter, I mean, they'll sleep anywhere, but some others, it's a disruption to their schedule. So, what I'd really like y'all to sit down and let's start looking at kind of a phase in, plan. So much extra time supervised, and then we'll start working into unsupervised, and just know maybe that first night or two when he goes over to spend the night, we could start maybe a little earlier and say that grandmother would be there with them. And
Your Honor, the grandparents are very willing to help us do any kind of supervised visit during the week. I think the biggest concern that we have right now is Mr. Draper's last hair follicle came back still pretty high, 7,000. So we're not ready to do any kind of unsupervised time until we get those levels down, and we'll continue to test him more frequently. I think we're on the right track because it was cut in half from back in November, but it still was a little higher than it should be after 5 months. So that's kind of our reservation about doing a whole lot of overnights at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if Ashley got hair follicles back in February, and if she had hair follicle me then when I got sober, then the number would have been more accurate because I did use a lot more in the month of January before I got sober, and so my numbers would have been extremely high probably if there had been a hair follicle. But my hair follicle from November to May isn't an accurate number because if you had got my hair follicle when I did get sober, then you would have seen the drastic number of the depletion. And I would also like to state that I mean I'm willing to drug test every single day, every week. I mean as long as it doesn't involve. I mean as long as I can get to work and still get it done. And I'd also like to add that I am also in outpatient on Monday nights. I only have 3 left before I graduate my outpatient, and then I'm going into peer support on top of the men's group I do with Antonio. So I would like to state that I do outpatient too.
Okay. That's all really good because that's what, you're doing what it really takes, which is a long-term commitment to the process.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Brian. I thought you had finished the outpatient. I didn't realize that you had those left. I thought he was done on those.
I have 3 left with Lydia, but I'm going into peer support with Lydia after that.
Okay, perfect.
So let's get the drug test done. And I mean, you're wanting to do that today?
Well, I think a hair follicle was just filed. I think we just got one back this week, Your Honor.
Okay.
What I would suggest, Your Honor, I think Ms. Slagle said she can staff with her supervisors and them this week and try to talk to grandparents, and let her work on a kind of a step up to where we are going with the grandparents if we are going to phase them in and let them start supervising extra visits, and get a kind of a step up plan of how we're going to increase visits and where we go and get that sent to all the parties to look at. It would be there still are the concerns as Mr. Derby said he was using in January, so that's the sobriety that we're trying to shore up, that he has been doing great since then. And before we go to the unsupervised, but get us a step up plan looked at that everybody's comfortable with.
Yeah. And that's what I think needs to happen too. So bottom line is it's going to increase. We just need to get everybody that's involved in that together and see what that's going to look like.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right then. So new dismissal date is December 5th. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I will continue child's current placement. And obviously we'll look at starting to increase visitation from this point on, unless we have some other problem, get a negative, or excuse me, we get a positive on a UA, or, that your next hair test goes up or something like that. But I think all in all, it sounds like things are very positive and moving in the right direction. So I will find parents are in compliance with their service plan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Bottom line, I mean, I'd find there's a continuing danger to return the child home today, but we're headed in the right direction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. I'll see everybody back in September. September 30th of 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket. That will push our final hearing to December 2nd of 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket. But here's what I foresee. By September, my hope is that the child may even be home with y'all. And, then we're just taking a look and making sure we're good. And, maybe we'll be ready to get out of the case at that point. but we've got 6 months if we need it.
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully we won't. Okay, then. Hope everything continues to go well. Wish everybody the best and you know, I might not see you again. That's always a possibility.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if not, I'll see you
Yeah.
September 30th.
Hey,
All right. Thank y'all.
thank you. Hey, Michelle,
Thank you, Judge.
try to get that staff and get a step up to me by the end of the week or first of next week.
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
start on Thursday.
Okay.
Try to get that done for you and get it sent over to you, and I can talk to all of the parties, and that'll give me time to talk to all the parties and see what everybody's comfortable with.
Okay. Yeah. Once you get it done, send it to me and I'll send it out to the attorneys and we'll discuss on and see if there's any issues or anything they would like looked at. So
Okay.
just send it to me when you get it.
Okay, I sure will.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Y'all keep
Thank
up the good
you.
work.
Mr. Draper, if you have any questions, contact me.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And Judge, I received a signature from TD.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. I know he's in a docket in another county today, so he probably won't be here this morning.
Right. I didn't anticipate he would be.
Your lawyer's not here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, poor Rachel, when IT people come in and they lock you out of everything, that's kind of the first sign of trouble.
She opened something she wasn't supposed to.
No, I mean, it just, she's such a slacker. You all know that. She just said, if I'm talking about her, she can't hear me. No, we weren't talking about you. Okay.
I don't think I got a signature from Mr. Barfield. Let me check real quick.
Mr. Nowak's sitting in for him today.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I missed that part.
I'm not going to sign for Brooks. I'm brand new to the case. My appearances are going to be brief and fleeting.
Okay, Ms. Turner. Okay, is that Mr. Draper with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I wanted to be sure. Okay.
How are you?
Good. Good. Okay, we are here today for a review. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming and Ms. Galvan is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the department. Michelle Slago is my permanency specialist. We're present ready, Your Honor.
Vince Nowak filling in for Brooks Barfield on behalf of Brian Draper. I'm president. I see Brian is present. We're ready, Judge.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the child.
Okay, from reading the report, we've got mostly good news today, sounds like. So, Ms. Slagle, if you want to give us the update and tell us where we're headed.
We actually are doing his placement today for his monitored return with his parents. We've been doing unsupervised for a little over a month now. The parents are doing fantastic. They've finished services. They've got the home ready for Drayen, and they're doing fantastic.
Okay. Sounds like a wonderful plan. Maybe that accounts for the big smiles on their face today.
Yes, probably.
Probably so. Okay. All right. And so we're going to do an official monitored return, not just placement.
Judge, at this point, it's whatever the St. Francis wants to do. I'm fine with just a placement right now. We still have 2 months before the deadline on this case. It may be we can get out of it before that December date. If not, we can do a monitored return at that point, but it's whatever everybody wants to do. If we want to start the monitored return now, that's fine. If we want to just do a placement right now, that's fine too, Your Honor.
Okay, this could be real confusing to the parents. So let me explain. So there's two different ways we can get him home. Okay. Either way, he's going home today. That's not changing. And really, as long as you guys continue to do well, none of this probably will end up mattering. But if we do this, what we call on a monitored return today, and I sign an order for monitored return, that starts a 6-month time frame. Trying to think of the best way to explain this to y'all. So right now, we have an absolute dismissal date in your case, December 5th. Okay, that's kind of what we call the drop dead date, where we have to complete everything. Your case is set for trial on December 4th. So a couple months away. If we do a monitored return order today, it changes that dismissal date and resets it for 6 months out. We probably won't take 6 months. You know, I mean, if everything continues to go well, we'll be out of your lives long before 6 months is up. If things don't go well, or we have some hiccups or whatever, just things we need to deal with, we've got 6 months to deal with it. Okay. Now, if we just did what we call placement with you all, the original dismissal date stays in effect of December 5th of this year. And if we get to that point and we needed more time, then we could do it under a monitored return, and that would give us an additional 6 months. So it's kind of whether we think we're going to need 6 months or 8 months at the most is kind of what that amounts to. I don't think we're going to need either scenario. I don't think we're going to need that much time, but that's the difference. Okay. So, the report had said a monitored return, so likely that may be what your attorneys discussed with you, versus placement. So does anybody have any real strong feelings about it?
I don't either way, Your Honor.
I think, let's start the clock ticking now. Shaves 2 months off of the time these folks will be with us. Assume it all goes well.
Yeah. Ms. Zavala?
I'm fine either way.
Okay. Okay. Let's just go ahead. I have a very good feeling about it. So let's just do a monitor return today.
Yes, ma'am.
So that just resets the clock, maximum of 6 months. But you guys maintain and keep doing what you're doing, and it ain't gonna be that long. You're still gonna be set for our final hearing December 4th. My hope is that we'll be ready to just dismiss and get out of everything by then.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
But that date is still out there, and then if something happens and we have some hiccup that we need to work through with y'all, we might not actually do a hearing that day. We might push that out, a little bit or something. So
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, we have some flexibility. Okay.
And
All
Judge,
right,
that'll put the dismissal date from the day 180 days out. Would put it February 27th.
Okay.
2026.
And because Mr. Hammond signed off on an order, and I think he
Yeah.
probably signed that under the impression that it was going to be an order for monitored return, I also feel like, in fairness, that's what we need to do today.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. Okay, Mr. Nowak, anything to add today?
Judge, it looks like mom and dad have been doing excellent, along with the help from the department and their lawyers. And I don't want to say anything to upset the apple cart. Just happy to fill in for Brooks and y'all, Brian, Brian, just proud of y'all. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Okay. Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I got to go out to the house on Sunday afternoon, leading up to official placement. Drayen was getting to be in the home. So I got to see him for a
tiny little bit in the home. He was in the middle of the best looking nap ever. But I did get to see the home. I got to see little sister. I got to talk with the parents. Everybody seemed to be doing really great. Previous placement grandparents have spoken very highly about how well parents are doing. I left the visit feeling very good about what was going on, and I'm hopeful that we won't need that whole 6-month period because it was looking and sounding very good. And I'm smart enough to know not to wake up a toddler in the middle of a really good nap.
Been there, done that, haven't you? Okay, so congratulations to y'all. Thank you for your hard work. Really, we just wish we had more of these. So everybody's really, really proud of you, and we're just happy that this is the way it's turning out. So anyway, just keep your focus. All right, then I'm gonna sign the order for monitored return, and we'll set the new dismissal date for February 27th of 2025. And as I said, we are set for a final December 4th, 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket. Okay. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
All right. What kind of time do we think on the next case?
Hopefully not much. I've got a request on that one. I just need to speak to the attorneys just real quick.
All right. I'm trying to send a message to all these other people that are out there waiting. If I could give them an estimated time that we would be ready to take up the McCarty, Stevens, and Branning cases.
Okay.
If they, they may have time to grab something to eat. I don't know. I'm just, we're an hour behind. So
Yes, ma'am. I'm hoping there's going to be a request that I just need to speak to attorneys. If they agree, that one may go fairly quick. Yes, ma'am.
all right. I'm getting everybody in. So
I apologize, Your Honor. Am I good to go, or
you're good to go, sir. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Trout, I'm going to ask my question again. What are we thinking time wise? I'm going to try to send something to everybody that's in the waiting room so they've got some idea.
So on this one, Your Honor, there's an agreement to move this from a final hearing to a review hearing real quick. But there's been a couple of things pop up on this one that we want to check out and make sure everything's good on before we do the final. These things I was just kind of notified of yesterday. So Mr. Barfield and Mr. Hammonds were aware of them and talked to their clients too. So we'd be asking we have until February 27th on this case is the dismissal. We had let the court know we had a drug screen pulled on Dad that was a hair that was pulled from an underarm instead of head hair like it had been because he had cut his hair. It came back positive after him being clean for a long time. We're trying to clear up, body hair can do different than a head hair sometimes on the drug screen. So we're trying to make sure and verify that he is still clean. Mom had an issue that she was picked up on a drug charge that was from 1.5 years ago. She was just arrested on the warrant was put out in August. So that just happened. I just found out about that yesterday. So we're just trying to get these couple of things cleared up before we move forward with the direction we were going, and would like to clear up a few things.
When are you wanting to set the final?
Dad's hair. Well, yes, ma'am. Closer to dismissal date, I think, because Dad's hair is pretty short, as we can see. We need to give it time to grow out a little bit of hair so we can get it off his head instead of out of an armpit on this one.
I'll have Miss Katie start looking for dates.
Judge, I've already sent one out.
Okay. All right, 2/24 of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket, it looks like.
Yes.
Yes, and it's on the docket.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right, Miss Katie, would you send a message to the waiting room that we should probably be taking up the next cases in about 10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Okay, I will call, we're here today set for our final in this case. But after some discussion, we're going to vacate and set this closer to the dismissal date on February 24th of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. So that will be the final hearing. All right, so today we're going to conduct a review hearing. We are obviously doing this by Zoom today. We're live streaming, and Ms. Taylor is making our record. Okay, we'll take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, Sylvia Garcia is permanency specialist. We are present ready.
T.D. Hammonds for Mom, Ashley Turner. I'm ready to proceed, Judge.
Brooks Barfield for Mr. Draper. I'm ready to proceed. He's present and ready, and I concur with the department's announcement.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the child.
All right. Who's giving our update? Ms. Garcia?
Ms. Garcia, yeah.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, you've been sworn in today, so you're still under oath. You can go ahead and give us a report.
Okay. So since my report to the court, I did send Ashley Turner and Brian Draper to drug screen in the month of November. Those results were pending whenever my court report was filed. Once we came back after Thanksgiving break, I was able to get those results, and Ashley Turner's hair follicle and UA were negative. Brian Draper's hair follicle was positive. Brian, as soon as Brian, knew that the drug screen was positive, Brian did reach out to me. He did state that the hair follicle had been removed from his armpit and not his head. So he did believe that it was a false positive. I have been going to go see them weekly, and I don't have, any concerns with their stability in the house. The house is clean. They have their utilities on. They have a good parenting dynamic that they do with both of the kids. Brian does stay home with the youngest child. Drayen is adjusting very well with the, coming back into the home. So there wasn't any concerns with them. It was just a drug screen that was positive.
Ms. Garcia, with that, did y'all implement a safety plan just so we can get this cleared up?
Yes, we did.
And that's with, I believe, grandmother being around and supervising when Mr. Draper and the child are together.
Yes, that's correct.
And only when mom is at work, when mom's home, grandmother can leave.
Yes, that's correct.
And we are planning, has Mr. Draper gone and done a UA for us since then?
Yes, he has.
Did it come back negative?
He just barely went, so we are still pending those results.
Okay, all right. But we are working on getting this cleared up as far as trying to get him screened again for hair.
Yes, that's correct. We're just waiting for his hair to grow a little bit longer so he has enough to pull.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Have his UAs been negative for us for quite a while now?
Yes, they have.
Okay. All right. Okay, sounds like a plan. Mr. Hammonds, anything to report today?
No, Judge, I think that's appropriate. And I've talked to Ashley about it. I mean, everything's working fine and moving forward, Judge. I think I think by February, we're going to be in a good place.
Okay, the charges that mom was arrested on, and she's obviously bonded out, or what's happened with that?
My
Okay,
understanding.
that I did not. Yeah,
Mr. Trout?
go ahead.
I pulled the case yesterday and looked at it, Your Honor. It looked from the complaint that was filed, it was from an instance in, I believe it was June 24th, or alleged June 24th of 2024, which was around the time of the removal of the child, same month. Then they didn't file the case until August of 2025. There was a warrant put out in August, and mom was picked up in November on that. It's still awaiting indictment. So it has not been indicted. It's filed by complaint right now, but it is a felony possession charge. But it's nothing new that has happened during our case. It just happened around the same time as the removal. I believe it about 20 days after the removal. So right when we got involved in this case.
Okay. All right. Does anybody know, is Ms. Turner probation eligible?
They haven't given me a court date or anything. I'm just out on bond right now, checking in every week with the bonds people, and that's all that I know right now.
Do you have any prior felonies?
Ashley.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashley, have they appointed you an attorney yet? Do you know?
I was told I was going to get one, but no, I have not got any notifications about an attorney yet.
Yeah,
okay.
TD, I'll tell you, they have James Wooldridge marked in the Odyssey.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right then, Mr. Burfield?
No, Judge, I think there's a plan in place for today. So I think we just proceed as announced. We've told Mr. Draper to grow his hair out so that we can get an accurate test. Other than that, I think everything's been hashed out on this one.
All right. Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, it's been a while since I've been in the home. When I was there, I didn't have any concerns. I have seen Ms. Garcia's reports. I'll be back out to visit in the home soon, but it feels like hopefully these things can be addressed and we can continue moving forward as the original plan.
All right. Okay, so today we're just going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and we're going to continue placement with the parents. We'll continue obviously to monitor that. Parents are in compliance with their plans of service. And so we will see each other back on February 24th of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. Yes, sir, Mr. Draper.
Okay, so I have a question. I just want to clarify, make sure it's okay. So after I drop Ashley off at work, I have to drive out to my grandmother's. So from the time I drive from Ashley's work to my grandmother's, there's not nobody else with me, but I need to make sure that's okay because my grandma can't come into town to be with us because she has her own house and her own dogs that are sick that she has to take care of. So I need to make sure that it's okay that I drive from Ashley's work out to my grandmother's without it being any kind of problem.
I don't have any heartache with it. Does anybody have any heartache with it?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. I think we're good with that.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
All right. I hope we can clear this up pretty quick, Mr. Draper, and then that won't be necessary any longer.
Yes. Me too.
It's always been my understanding that body hair can metabolize differently than head hair. So, but I'm not an expert in that by any means, but that's certainly what I've read in the past and what I've been told. So hopefully we can clear it up pretty quick.
Okay.
All right, then I'll see everybody back in February.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Judge.
say, parents, Ms. Turner, Mr. Draper, do not be derailed by this. You know, I know it's disappointing, but he's at home, he's with you guys. So, you know, just keep it in perspective, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. You're free to go. We're here today on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming. Miss Cherry is making our record this morning. All right, then we'll take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Cassie Coppix, my permanency specialist, we're present ready.
Kenner Uncle for the mother, Zoila Aguilar. She is not present and I've had no contact with her, but I am ready.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent Silverio Lopez. He's the father, and I've not had any contact with him. I don't know if he's here or not, but I'm present ready.
Stacy Zabala for Zelenia.
Okay, neither parent is present, and I assume they, as far as we know, that they're still in El Salvador, or at least that's where we think. And we've not gotten any leads on their location or whereabouts. So,
Correct.
okay, then, Ms. Kopic, I'm guessing you're going to give us a report.
Zelenia continues to do well in her placement. She still does have a little bit of behavioral problems. She's kind of lazy and she doesn't always do what the foster mom asks her to do, but I mean, they're working through it. And she's about to start driver's ed. She's a junior now, which she's came a long way with the school because she was in 9th grade when we first started this case, and she's in a charter school. So she is on target to hopefully graduate in May, which, I mean, she turns 18 in July, so.
Okay. Tells me she's bright. We think she's going to make that target date by May, or
Hopefully so. I mean, she's done 2 grades and is on the 3rd grade in a whole year, or less than a year, so.
Okay.
And Ms. Coppix, still no contact or being luck finding parents or getting in contact with them?
No, she gave me some phone numbers and I've tried to call them. I've used the language line and I've texted the phone numbers, but nobody's ever responded to me. And I did try the consulate too, and they initially responded to me, but they haven't again. So, and I send them a letter or an email, and I guess they don't. I don't have enough information to get anything.
Has she done PALS?
I believe she finished PALS, and she's got her personal documents except for the birth certificate. She was born in New York.
Was she born in this country?
Can you say that again?
Was she born here?
Yeah, she was born in New York.
Okay. All right. So what's our plan when she turns 18? In a few short months? We talked about extended care.
We have, she does, well, she wants to finish school for sure if she's not finished by then. And then she talked about either, you know, staying in Texas or moving up to Maryland. We did have a circle of support for her. I think it was in February, but I don't know for sure if she's going to stay in care. I know that the placement's willing to keep her, if she does decide to do that.
Okay, but for, all right. But what have we got to have going on if she's current placement? If she stays there in extended care, I mean, school, work,
She would either have to be enrolled in school or be a job 20 hours a month. I believe she wants to do like cosmetology, but I haven't discussed with her like what school she wants to go to or anything like that. And she doesn't currently have a job. The foster mom wanted her to, concentrate on her schoolwork and get the driver's ed done before she got a job.
Okay. All right. Well, that's just around the corner, so I sure think we need to be talking to her about it's time to start making some plans. Okay, Ms. Naranjo?
I have nothing to add, Judge. I've had no contact with Ms. Aguilar.
Okay, Mr. Eldridge?
The same for me, Judge. I've had no contact from my client. I don't have anything to add.
Okay. All right, then Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I really love this placement for Zelenia. I feel like they've really gone over and above in trying to get her to catch up on school. She's really proud of the progress she's made, and she's pretty focused on getting that done. I think the format of the school really helps with that. And so we've had lots of conversations about how important it is to get that school finished, and I think she takes that seriously. I was just realizing I don't have this in my notes, but I think she may have also mentioned an interest in nursing. I may have that confused, but we had a really good visit. I think, like most teenagers, she kind of goes back and forth about whether she wants to remain in care. I have talked to her about the benefits of doing that. Placement has talked to her about her being very welcome to stay there. And so I do hope that she chooses that. We'll just have to keep working with her as we get closer.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, then I'll continue the department as temporary manager conservator, and I'll continue her placement. Find there be a continuing danger to return her home because we don't know where home is and where parents are. And I'll see everybody back for our final, and that's June 3rd, 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket.
I do want to follow up on one thing that I meant to ask about. I know that Cassie said that the birth certificate is out of New York, but what I want to make sure is that somebody's requesting it because that takes months and months and she's going to need that. So I want to confirm that that is being requested.
I can answer that. I do the birth certificates. It is being requested. She does have a passport too. She has a passport of her own that she's using now as an ID. But yes, we are getting her birth certificate.
Great.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, can I speak to Tate?
Yeah.
In a breakout.
I assume due to the child's age on this case, I mean, I just assume we're not seeking termination.
I haven't discussed with Ms. Collins and them yet, but I wouldn't assume, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
We did get parents published on,
right.
But I doubt we're going for termination because she'll turn 18 just about a month after the final.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you all very much.
Yes, ma'am.
We are recalling this case on our final.
Was that the last?
We called and recessed the case back on February 28th of 2020. No, I'm sorry. Hang on. No, I'm looking at the wrong date. Give me just a second. Sorry. February 25th of 2025. And we took a little bit of testimony, and my understanding was parents were interested in signing voluntary relinquishments. I know that we've gotten one on the father. Don't know about the mother. Excuse me. So anyway, we'll go ahead and take announcements since we're here on a new day.
Daniel Trow for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
On behalf of the father, Dorian Clear, I'm present ready. He is not present with us, Judge. He's in the Potter County Jail, but he did sign a relinquishment.
Stacy Brown on behalf of the mother. Your Honor, she wants to sign a relinquishment, but we've had the flu going around my office, and I was out for 1 week, and then we had issues, but she does still want to sign her relinquishment. I've got to get my paralegal out there with me to notarize and get an appointment. She's also in custody, Your Honor. And so that's on me that we haven't got it done yet since I've been out sick.
What do you think time wise?
I'm in a jury trial here with Judge Board till Friday, so probably Friday afternoon, Judge. I could get it on the way back from Canadian and have it filed. I'm in Canadian right now.
Judge, if I may, Ms. Grant, your client was awaiting transfer to SafeP or ISF. I'm sorry.
Yes, a bed.
And it looks like she was released and sent there at the end of February, right a few days after our last hearing. So I believe she is actually in the ISF facility, and I believe it's at Henderson, Texas.
Oh, see, I was unaware of that, Your Honor. So I would need more time because I'm going to have to obviously go through the law library there at SafeP to get it sent over and get it witnessed and notarized.
Okay.
Probably, I would guess 2 weeks if that's not too much.
Anybody have any objection if we do that? If we recess, if we just stay in recess and we give it another few weeks?
I don't, Your Honor. I'm always happy to take a relinquishment if we can, if we can get that done.
No objection from the father, Judge.
Thank you.
And I'm happy to take the testimony today regarding Mr. Hill and his client, so he doesn't have to appear again if we want to do that.
Can do that, Your Honor.
Jeff, it's just, I mean, I'll leave that up to Mr. Hill.
Oh, yeah, sure. Works for me, Judge.
Your Honor, would anyone have any objection to me not being present for the prove up of the father's relinquishment so I can return to my jury trial with Judge Board?
I don't have any problem with it. I mean, it's really your call, but I don't have a problem with it. Anybody got any heartache with that?
I have no heartache with it, Your Honor. I can't remember if we discussed it last time. I know we took a little testimony from Ms. Larson also, but if Ms. Grant doesn't have an issue with taking notice of the affidavit of removal and the prior testimony due to the relinquishment, so we don't have to go through that part.
I have no objection to the court taking notice of those items, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, just to round out announcements, Stacy Zavala for the child, and I don't have objections to either of those.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ms. Zavala.
No, that's okay.
All right, Mr. Hill, any objection to me taking judicial notice of the affidavit for removal and his relinquishment?
No, ma'am, and I have no objection to Ms. Grant not participating today either.
Okay. All right, then, let's see. Let's go ahead and pick a date real quick. Miss Katie, what looks like a good resume date till we can finish it up? April 3rd, 9 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am, I'm available.
I'm with you all day that day anyway, Judge. I'm good.
Okay. We could, Rachel, can we set it right at 9 and just knock it out and get it done?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be sure and make a calendar note to have the relinquishment on file by the 1st.
Okay.
Yes, Judge, we can set it to go first.
Okay, we'll do that so everybody can get on with their day. It shouldn't take long. So, all right, then. I'll take judicial notice of the content of the affidavit of, the affidavit in support of an order for protection of the child. It's all been filed, and also of the father's voluntary affidavit of relinquishment that has been executed and witnessed, notarized. And then we will go ahead and proceed with testimony on Mr. Hill's client today, and then we'll resume on April 3rd to take up the testimony regarding Ms. Grant's client. Ms. Grant, you're free to go at this time then.
Thank you, Judge. I apologize.
Okay, no problem. See you back in a couple weeks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And Judge, in light of that, if I could let Miss Katie Larson go, I'm not gonna need her testimony since we took notice of the affidavit and stuff.
Any objection, Mr. Hill?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Larson, thank you very much for showing up today. You're free to go.
Thank you, Katie.